Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Before going into the detail of my research presentation, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Dr. Muhammad Ibrahim, and currently I am working as assistant professor at the Department of Social Work, University of Peshawar. My topic is for the presentation is causes and consequences of mental health illnesses among women in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, a case study of psychiatric wards and teaching hospitals, Peshawar. Human beings have always been concerned about their physical and psychiatric well-beings. Mental health is important as physical, if not more. Mental health has to do with the way one adjusts to life. Good mental health involves the way a person thinks, the way he or she acts, and his or her relationship with others that facilitate his or her personal growth and prosperity without obstructing others. Mental illnesses affect people in all occupation, educational and income levels and cultures. The distribution is not random or now a more uniform. Some mental illnesses are more prevalent in some population group. Historically, if we look at the healthcare, so there are four different phases of healthcare so far. The first one that was started in from 1888 to 1922, this is the disease control phase. The second phase, which has been started from 1920 to 1960, which was health promotional phase. The third phase that has been started from 1960 to 1980, and this is called social engineering phase. The fourth and the current phase, which is called HFA Health for All phase, that has been started from 1980 up to the Almata Declaration till 2000. In Pakistan, our health structure is a bit different from that of the rest of the world. We have the British model of our healthcare system. Again, that is started from the BHU, which is the uh, uh, first unit, and it is based on a village level. Let's suppose it's for a population of 20,000 to 25,000. Uh, it's a basic health unit, means that there should be a doctor, a lady health worker, and some para staff. After the BHU, we have the RHC, which is a bit advanced in nature, and it is called Rural Health Center. In RHC, there will be four specialties and specialization. The one is the general medicine, the second one is gynae, the third one is dental, and the fourth one is the surgery. After the RHC, we have the THQ, the Tehsil Headquarter Hospital, which is basically for a Tehsil, and it's up to the population of 0.15 to zero point 0.3 million. After the Tehsil Headquarter Hospital, we have the DHQ. It is based on the district health district level, and this hospital has the specialization of more than 20 diseases. After the DHQ, we have the tertiary care units. At this time, we have six tertiary care units. Among three is in Peshawar, the place where the current studies has been done. And uh, the tertiary care units has all the specialization, including the preventive care and the prevention and curation, both are included. The whole system is, in theory, it's based on the referral system. For example, a person will come to the BHU if he has got the sufficient treatment, it's okay. If he needs further medication or treatment, the BHU person and then the doctor will refer him or her to the RHC, If he got the proper medication there, it's okay. If not, then the concerned person there, he will refer him or her to the THQ. Again, if he meet all the things and if he is satisfied, then it's okay. Otherwise, he has been shifted to the THQ, DHQ or AHQ, Agency Headquarter Hospital. If not, then he or she will be referred for the tertiary care unit. So this is the health system, and this is basically the British model. Uh, the place where the study has been taken, it's the capital of the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, which is the northwest province of the Pakistan. Previously, it was known as the Northwest Frontier Province, and it's located in the northwest of the country, along with the Afghan border. Uh, we have our boundaries with the Afghanistan. In the northeast, we have our boundaries with the Gilgit-Baltistan, and with the east, we have the Kashmir and federally tribal administrative areas, and Punjab and Islamabad as well. The provincial capital of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is Peshawar. It has an area of 74,521 kilometers square. According to the 2017 census, the population of this province is 20 million, of whom 25% are males and 48% are female. The population of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa constitute 13.4% of the population of Pakistan as per the 2017 census. Objective of this, we have two broad objectives for this research studies. The first one is to find out the causes of mental illness among women in general and married women in particular. And the second one is the impact of such illnesses on his personal, social, and family life. Methodology. The universe for this study were the two teaching hospitals that is located in Peshawar. The first one is Khyber Teaching Hospital, and the other one is Reading Hospital. The sample size, it was a small scale research, so to keep the limitation of the study in the mind, the sample size was just up to 50. Sampling technique was used, it's a multi-stage cluster sampling has been used. It was a quantitative survey, and the first phase we have divided the areas into two stages. The first one was the Reading Hospital, and the second one was Khyber Teaching Hospital. In the second stage, we have selected 25 patients from each hospital, that is 25 from the Reading Hospital and 25 from the Khyber Teaching Hospitals through laboratory method. Because most of the time, the patients has been discharged on regular basis. So to keep in view the administrative setup and the current situation of the hospital, we have divided, opt for the laboratory method system. For the tool of data collection, a semi-structured interview schedule containing both open-ended and closed-ended questions were used for the data collection. The most important thing in this study, that was because culturally this province is very rigid, and most of the time the female are not allowed to give answer to a male member. To keeping in view the ethical consent, informed consent was taken from the respondent before conducting the interviews. Study findings. The first one was the demographic information. 45.5% of the respondents were of the age group from 20 to 30, which is very alarming situation, because this is the age group which is at their time, they are hardly not mature till that. 34.4% of the respondents were age group from 30 to 40. 68.1% of the respondents were illiterate. Because in this province, the female literacy ratio is less than almost 23%. 90% of the respondents were unemployment because they were the housewives, and therefore mostly 90% they were unemployed. 50% of the respondents had lived in a joint family system. In this province, particularly, they have a joint family system. 84% of the respondents husband and father were employed. So the bread earner would their husband or their father. 42% were among that, the 84% that were the daily wager, whose daily income was less than $4 a day. 52% were not satisfied with their total monthly income. It's a very alarming situation, because if a person is getting less than $4 a day and he has to support a family of 10 to 15 people, so in this case, it's very important. It's very difficult to satisfy their need. Home environment. 84% of the respondents said that their home environment is fine, while 24% of the respondents said that they were worse relationship with their parents and in-laws. Prevalent Prevalence of mental disorder. 30% of the respondents said that they are suffering from this problem from the last 2 to 6 years, while 24% of the respondents said that they are suffering from this problem recently. Recently means from the last 1.5 months or 2 months. Treatment facility. 66% of the respondent has taken medical treatment, while 30% of the respondent went to shrines sent for spiritual healing. So if you look at this, there is a point that still a large number of people believes on the spiritual healing as well. Level of satisfaction. 70% of the respondents were satisfied from the present treatment and the faculty, while 30% of the respondents were not satisfied with the present treatment because of not getting any improvement. Mental disorder and other family members. 52% of the respondents said that they have mental disorder in other family members from where she belongs. And among that said that 3% said that they have their brother have the mental health issue. 8% said that their father, 10% said that their mother, 4% husband, 4% sister, and 4% of the respondent replied that they have this issue with their uncles. 76% of the respondents were satisfied from the attitude of the family members, though 96% had arranged marriages, because in this country or in this province, most of the marriages are arranged basis. 36% were satisfied from their marital life. 78% were of the view that their husband and father understand their problems and feelings. It's basically it's up to their husband and father, not in the case of their in-laws. Behavior of in-laws during their illness. 76% were dissatisfied from the behavior of their in-laws.